Hello guys, it's JongLi, and I'm back with another online commentary battle for Rome Total War. This time it's another 31k rules battle. It's a 3 versus 3, as you can see. And this was played on Game Ranger, on the 22nd of June. Yeah, so it's pretty recent. I'm playing as the Scipii Romans alongside Imperator, also playing as the Scipii Romans. We've both just brought 14-6. Our ally is Nidintu of the Crusaders of Hell Clan. He's brought 6 Praetorian Cav, 10 Urbans, and 4 Archer Auxilia, which are gold. So these Urbans, or probably these Cav, will have some chevrons. Our opponents are Arcuz Impaler of Rogranine, RR, and he's brought a Seleucid Empire, 6 Cataphracts, 7 Silver Shield Pikes over here, 10 Silver Shield Pikes, and 4 Silver Shield Legionaries. We've got Elita-Legionarii here. The end of his name's cut off for some reason, probably too long. Might have been his first or close to his first time playing on the Game Ranger servers, so a warm welcome to him. He's also a YouTuber, so yeah, check out his channel if you haven't already. He's just brought 14-6. And Titan's Mohamed, playing as the Julii Romans. He's brought a 14-6 build as well. So we'll get the battle started here. The plan was to meet up in the middle originally, but Nidintu kinda had his own plans. He started out on this far left flank, and he basically just rushed down Arcuz, and Arcuz kinda walked into it. So I think Arcuz wanted this engagement with Nidintu. I think they don't these two are CWB players. So yeah, we kind of just left them to their own devices, while Imperator is rushing over to Nidintu because I told him to, and I'm rushing over to Imperator because I don't want to get isolated. Here Mohamed's running his guys toward me. I'm quite aware that he's going to try and probably stop me or rush me down somehow with the Elite. But we want to give Nidintu time to kill these Seleucids, because as you can see, these Seleucids aren't in formation. And the formation Arcuz has put them in is pretty bad for 31k. Might be alright for CWB, but for 31k it's pretty bad because the pikes aren't intermeshed, so they get surrounded like that. The Urbans quickly kill them, and these Silver Shield Legionaries are just not good enough. And they're overpriced as well, so he's got to rely on these Cataphracts, but they're not doing much at the moment, and they're getting shot at by the Archer Auxilia. So over on this right flank, I'm just retreating again. And Mohamed is again threatening with his cav. Elite's also got his cav positioned in case I stop and Mo charges me. So I'm just going to keep moving back, trying to catch up with Imperator. It is wearing my guys out, but it's wearing these guys out as well, so it's not too bad. Yeah. Over on this left flank is where most of the action is taking place at this early stage of the game. As you can see, the Archer Auxilia are taking a beating from these Cataphracts, but these Cataphracts have gotten engaged on these urban cohorts, and they've pretty much just gotten stuck, and Nidintu's gotten a really nice counter charge in here, and he's going to get some nice counter charges in this side as well, catching the general, which happens to be a Cataphract unit, which is going to be devastating for these Seleucid Cataphracts because the morale is going to go down by a lot. They're getting shot in the back, and even though these Silver Shield Pikes have come in, they're not going to do too much to sway the battle since these Urbans are also engaged. And Arcuz makes the mistake of pulling out first, so his Cataphracts are getting run over. Probably a glitch here. Cataphracts got stuck for a bit, but yeah, his Cataphracts are getting run over, and Nidintu's going to wrap up this flank really quickly, and he's going to just circle around and mop up the rest of that infantry over there. On this side, I've stopped over here, facing Mohamed, thankfully. I'm very aware that Mohamed's cav is still there, and Imperator's just backed me up as well. At this point I believe Nidintu said to just leave him and just stall for time, because he was, yeah, he'd pretty much wrecked Arcuz. So yeah, we just had to wait around. Imperator did support with a few of his cav just to speed up the route on this side. But as you can see, all that's left of the Arcuz's units are a couple of Silver Shield pikes, but they're gonna react quickly with the morale penalties and everything, and the mass route going on as well. So yeah, as you can see, Mohamed's charging in now. I've moved my army back and Mohamed has taken the chance to pounce. I've prepared my cav for a counter charge since they have gotten caught on these urbans over here. So I go in for a counter charge, but this proves to be a pretty big mistake because Elita just comes in with a counter charge of his own. And Mohamed just pulls his cav out and throws them back in, and since my cav are engaged with the enemy infantry as well as Elite's counter charge, they just mass route. That was a pretty big waste. Imperator was going to go in for a counter charge, but I told him not to because I didn't want him to join this mass route. And we just needed to wait for Nidintu anyway to catch up. So yeah, as you can see, Nidintu's done a really good job with these Seleucids. He's just, yeah, these Seleucid infantry aren't coming back. They're just too depleted, and even if they did, they'd be pretty useless. He's got these archers here, so stalling is good, and these infantry units and cavalry units are going to be very invaluable. As you can see, my mass routed Praetorian cav are getting chased down by Mohammed's, but the thing is, these are both heavy cavs, so they're both equally as fast. Mohammed's going to get a lot of them, but some of them are going to get away, and I knew some of them would come back, so I did take some time in trying to get them to run away properly. So I do manage to save some in the end. Imperator is moving out here to try and threaten Mohamed. Over here, I've just testudoed my front 3 units that got charged at the start, and I've moved the bulk of my army backwards. This is just a stall for time again. And as you can see, some of my cavalry units have regrouped. 2 of them over here. I believe I have that one and another one of these. Yeah. So I have 4 cav units left that have regrouped, and it's thanks to Imperator threatening over here. A forced mode to pull back because otherwise he would have been too isolated, and Imperator might have been able to kill his cav if he got too far away. So I'm just going to regroup my cav here since Elita and Mo have given up the chase on my cav, but I've got to turn my infantry quick here because they're facing the wrong way. Mohamed hasn't really picked up on this yet, so yeah, I do manage to turn them in time, which is good. So yeah, I'm just bringing my cav back around over here, and there was this one urban cohort unit, I believe it was a peeler screen, which got routed by Mohamed near the start of this engagement here. It's come back, and I'm just gonna put it here and let it throw peeler into the back of Mohamed's cav and hope he doesn't notice. So yeah, I'm just gonna rest my cav over here and pretty much rally them and ready them for maybe some decisive charge. As you can see, Imperator and Nidintu coordinating very well over here. Imperator's just swinging his infantry around this flank. Elita is putting a charge in while they're moving, but they kind of stopped moving, so it's not as good. And Nidintu's going to go in for the counter charge here. So Elita is going to take some damage, quite a bit of damage here. I'm getting 2 peeler screens routed. Mohamed's going to charge in here to the fray as well, hoping to get a counter charge on Nidintu's cav, but he manages to pull out in time. Meanwhile, I've sent my cav in to charge on this unit, I believe, and see if I can get a route going while Mohamed's back is turned and he's concentrated over here. My infantry here did get some peeler into Mohamed's cav, I believe. Anyway, Mohamed turns around, and by the time he gets here, I've managed to route 4 urbans, which is really good considering I only had 4 really depleted Praetorian cav units. So I've swung my entire army around onto this flank and try and carry on the mass route. I believe Nidintu also pointed to this area, and he's setting his cav in now because he knows this is where a route is a mass route has already started, and if we just make it continue, then we have a really good chance of just wrapping this up, closing this game out. Yeah, I've still got my 4 cav units here. As you can see, they're even more depleted than before, and they're pretty tired as well. Nidintu still got these archer auxilia. They've been doing definitely some work at least, and they'll just probably continue to shower arrows upon the enemy. I'm just swinging my infantry around the flanks again, trying to force Mohamed back, and as you can see, it is working. Imperator just laying pressure down onto Elite. He's got superior infantry. His formation is terrible, and his cav charge doesn't look too effective, but the weight of numbers is in his favor, and he doesn't really need to mind it too much. Mohamed went in for a charge into the back of my guys, but I managed to turn some of them around and get a counter charge in with my remaining cav, and I managed to master out his Praetorian cav. So I've just testudoed here to stall a bit. Mohamed probably brought these infantry units out to the side to try and flank me, but really great work from Nidintu and Imperator just laying down the pressure here, and Mohamed saw that it was pretty much hopeless, and so he admits defeat. And that just leaves Elite with these a few infantry units, and some of them have come back over there.
Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts! This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
So as you can see there, these are the results. Lots of kills for Nidintu. Definitely wrapping up that Seleucid army, probably accounted for most of those kills. And he was able to save a large portion of his army to help us against the Romans as well, which really helped. The extra cav pressure and the extra infantry pressure did make a really big difference to the results. As you can see, Arcuz really not doing too well. He really needed to get value out of those cataphracts, and his infantry couldn't hold. He should have gone for the middle part of the formation. So he should have put himself between Elite and Mohamed and just used his cav, because the Seleucid infantry are only really good as a holding force. They're not really good as an aggressive force. Maybe Elite could have supported. I think he was a bit rushed to go with Mohamed instead. So maybe he could have saved Arcuz. But yeah, really well played to Nidintu, good rush. So here are the results for Imperator's army and my army. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.